Hello, and once again, welcome back to the Empire of Nerd News. I am your host, the PokéTrooper. And how is everybody doing on this wonderful 421? Yeah, that's right. I'm going ahead and recording this the day before 420 Monday. And, to those of you that partake in the devil's lettuce, hey, good on you. But, we took a little bit of a break last week, not too much news coming in, a lot of it has to do with current events, and I feel like I don't want to throw more gas on the fire and trying to scare people into this and that and blah 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 blah. So I took the week off. I was like, you know what, I'm not going to talk about all this stuff, but we got a little bit more news this weekend and this and that, and fortunately it's not all great news, but we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about it. It's going to be a real short video, not going to go probably not even the full 10-15 minutes, whatever we've been doing lately. But so you know what, going to get to it. Here we go. First off with movies, the Batman, they're pushing that movie back. It's going to come out October of 2021. So I think they had some filming done before everything happened, and so they're going to go ahead and put that on hold and pick back up next year. A bunch of other stuff's been pushed back. Another announcement was that James Gunn said there will not be Guardians of the Galaxy 4. They haven't shot part 3 yet. They're still working on it. Since James Gunn is still working on the Suicide Squad sequel, so there's nothing done for Volume 3 of Guardians of the Galaxy. But he did say, I guess it was a Twitter or Reddit AMA, and someone asked him if there's going to be a part 4, and he said no. He envisioned it as a trilogy from the beginning. So as long as it did well, the first movie did well, it was only going to be a trilogy. So he has no plans of finishing and then come back for part 4. And also, it said that when someone asked if there was going to be a character death in the movie, he replied simply as yes. They didn't really go into detail of minor character, major character, or what. But he just said there would be a character death in the movie. Also along those lines, he did mention that Thor Love and Thunder, the next Thor movie, is taking place before this next Guardians movie. So, we got that to look forward to. Gaming news. We got a little bit of gaming news. PS5 will be releasing on holiday season this year. But Sony has stated that there will be shortages, limited stock, And, they do this every year. Are they really limited on stock, or, are they just holding some back to create some buzz and all this? And once everybody's looking for some, they release more. Who knows? But you know what? They did say it's going to be limited stock. So we're looking right now. They announced it's going to be about between $499 and $549 for a PS5. So we're looking, somewhere within this $50 range. We're going to see what's up. And, if it's going to be limited stock at that price, if you want one, you got to jump on it. Because right away, scalpers going to come in. They're going to go snatch up all these games and, sell them off and whatnot. So we have that to look forward to, like I said, $499, $549 holiday season. But there will be limited numbers. So, if you're going to get one, jump on it quick. No launch titles have been announced yet, but what can we expect? Like they said, there will be some backwards compatibility with PS4. They're gonna have about 100 games as of launch. Most likely they're big titles like Uncharted, Red Dead, GTA, Call of Duty, obviously. All those games are going to be backwards compatible from day one. Probably gonna have a need a patch or something, but from day one, those are going to be good, and they're going to be adding more and more games as time goes on. So eventually, they will have at least a majority of the PS4's catalog as well. So most likely, they're going to have something to do where you just bring in, your new PS5, you connect it with your PS4, and transfer your data. Just like when PS4 came out, you had to transfer your data from PS3 to PS4, so you can carry over and all that. But that's something to look forward to. And you know what? Again, some bummer news. Anime Expo was canceled. Was looking kind of dicey there. They weren't quite saying if it was or if it wasn't. And then they were saying that the LA Convention Center where it's held was turned into an area for patients, you know, and so like a field hospital of sorts, if you will. But you know, yeah, so people were being concerned about that, like, oh, well, how are they going to be able to decontaminate the whole area in time for the convention, this and that. But yeah, they ended up coming out that, you know, they went ahead and just canceled the whole event, which, I mean, it's good. Think about it, you know, for the greater good. You know, you want to make sure the health and safety of everybody else comes first. But not to fret. You know, if you have bought your tickets, you have two options. You can either get a full refund, or you can just roll your tickets over to 2021. You have that option. So, you know, that's not too bad. If you're someone that goes every year, you know, you're going to go this year, you're definitely going to go again next year, obviously. You know, go ahead, just roll your tickets over. And that way, it's like, you know what, your tickets are purchased, and you don't have to worry about it, you know. So it's going to be held, I believe, the same dates, July 2nd to the 5th, or at least whatever weekend that is of 4th of July. So it's usually held on Independence Day weekend. So again, full refund or just roll your tickets over. It's up to you, you know. I'd assume that maybe you'd want to get your money back until all this stuff blows over, but either way, it works. And the biggest hit that we all took, man, was SDCC. Comic-Con is being canceled this year. You know what? They had stated on their Twitter that they were going to make a big announcement, and people were thinking, well, maybe they're just going to do a reschedule. You know, just reschedule it to another date later on down the year. You know what? But they went ahead and just canceled the whole show. And so, what does this mean for us as a nerd community? Well, you know, as it is, we all know with what's going on, the movie industry is going to take a big hit. So, you know, regardless of what was going to happen, movies weren't going to be a big presence at SDCC this year. I don't think it would. So, you know, SDCC is where everybody goes to make their announcements. You know, Marvel and Fox and LucasArts and Disney and you know, they all go make their big announcements for their upcoming movies and shows. So, you know, this year there wasn't going to be a big presence, you know, because, you know, the movies have been shut down. Everything's getting pushed back a year or two. So, you know, it was probably mostly going to be, you know, maybe a couple video games, TV shows. And you know what? Despite the name, you don't really see too many, like, comic announcements there. They're usually really small. You know, you don't see big, like, Hall H panels and all this and that. It's usually reserved for the movies and shows. But, you know, most likely it would have just been a big presence of TV shows and just the usual fluff, you know. So that means this year we're not gonna have any of that. So no TV show announcements, nothing like that. The GWBC, you know, GBWC. I'm sorry, Gundam Builders World Championships. They're not gonna be held there this year. You know, they usually have like the preliminary rounds in there, so people can, you know, put their stuff into there, and then that gets sent to, you know, to regionals and obviously up to the World Cup. So, you know, we're not gonna have that this year. You know, things like that. So we're taking a really big hit on this. You know, like the nerd culture is just, you know, it's taking a bit of a hit with all these closings of conventions and all that. But the cool thing is, for people that have bought tickets, you know, you can roll everything over, because especially in the city of LA or the county of LA, you know, they said most likely no large gatherings until 2021. So no concerts, no movies, no conventions, things like that, no music festivals, and that's a big bummer. But you know what, we gotta do what we gotta do to get through this and make sure this thing dies off. You know, that's why you see a bunch of stupid people protesting down in Huntington Beach. I'm looking at you, Huntington Beach. What's wrong with you? You know. But anyways, I guess you can see also on the chopping block or whatever, you know, cancellations. They're actually gonna, well, not so much a cancellation. They're gonna put a pause on this current season of Pokemon. You know, every year they follow the adventures of Ash and whatever, you know, chasing Pokemon down, whatever. But you know, with the release of Sword and Shield, they had the new season of Pokemon out, where you know, Ash goes to Galar region, you know, the current region where everything's going on. But yeah, they went ahead and put a pause on it. It's going to come back sometime, possibly next year. And they haven't said how this is going to affect the US or in general, the Western release, the English dubbing of the show. So they haven't announced anything of what's happening. And, all that's in the air. But, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll see at least what came out before the hiatus. And, we'll get to at least see the beginning of Ash's journeys and whatnot. But, on the other hand, shows that are going on right now. The Clone Wars. Clone Wars is doing really well right now on Disney Plus, And, it starts off with the story of the Bad Batch and this and that. And, it's just kind of like this adventure of Anakin going with like these specialized clones to go rescue, one of the lost clones from like really early in like maybe season 1 or 2, maybe season 1. Him and Rex go off to go find this lost clone, and it's really fun, really cool looking. Then there's a whole other story arc with Ahsoka, going on, and she's helping these two people out. I haven't really watched that arc yet, but it's really good. And then now we're moving on to the final episodes, and it's gonna be the Siege of Mandalore. So we know we had clues obviously that the Siege of Mandalore was gonna be tied to the Clone Wars in some way, but we didn't know what area it was in. And so now we've got confirmation it's actually going to take place during the events of Revenge of the Sith, so episode 3. So in the beginning, no spoilers here. A little bit of background information is that Ahsoka does want to help the Mandalorians. We have the return of Bo-Katan, and she tells Anakin and Obi-Wan, hey, Darth Maul is he's wrecking shit. Pretty much, he's wrecking shit right there in Mandalore, and you need to go finish the job. At the same time, that's when they get the call that Chancellor Palpatine has been captured by the Separatists. So that's where episode 3 kicks off. So we're gonna see how all that happens. But in the meantime, Ahsoka's gonna go back and help out Bo-Katan with Mandalore and Maul and all that. And we get to see that Anakin actually gives Ahsoka with some new blades. It's actually pretty cool, new lightsabers. So it's going to start tying it all in there little by little. We're going to have these next couple episodes come out, and so it's going to finally tie in Clone Wars with the future of actually Clone Wars with Rebels, because we know within the era of Rebels, after Solo, Darth Maul lost his syndicate and all that. He's no longer the head of I think it was believed called Crimson Sun, but he's no longer head of the syndicate anymore, and he's just kind of wandering around a bit, trying to finally get his revenge on Obi-Wan. So we're gonna see how all that happens, and then from obviously the Siege of Mandalore, we're gonna see how that ties in with the Mandalorian, because as we all know, the Mandalorian ended with a bit of a revelation that someone has the Darksaber. So we'll be able to see how that ties in. But if I had to go and say what my thoughts are on Clone Wars, honestly, my opinion is this season could have been a lot better. This is the final season, the season to wrap up all of the Clone Wars, and you know what? The first half has been filler. It's fun to watch, but it has been filler. The Bad Batch story has been out for a couple years now. We had basic animations. So honestly, it's not too. There's nothing too amazing. And this little side story with Ahsoka as well. It's a bit of a filler. So far, the season has been fun to watch, but it's nothing exciting. Nothing too grand, too revealing. So now that we're getting the Siege of Mandalore, this is going to be, we're going to get into some really good stuff. And they're actually petitioning to get these episodes put up on the theaters, but again, I don't know how you're going to be able to go see it. So maybe drive-ins. You know what? They said drive-ins are going to start coming back soon. So that'd be something that'd be really fun. It's really cool. I haven't been able to drive in for years. So hopefully that's going to be something along those same lines. everybody's been saying Rosario Dawson's gonna be cast as Ahsoka Tano, there's actually a bit of, I guess bad news if you want to say it. But, when asked about it, she said that she hasn't heard anything yet. She hasn't been confirmed, but if she is given the role of Ahsoka for The Mandalorian, it's gonna, she said it in her words, 1,000% be because of the fans. So she's looking forward to, she wants to play Ahsoka, but nothing's been set in stone. So I guess everybody kind of jumped the gun on it, and she didn't even know it. Unless, she's playing dumb or whatever. She can't say anything because, all these actors sign NDAs, can't say anything when you're working on stuff. So, we won't know until it comes out. But we do know that somehow Clone Wars is going to tie in with Mandalorian. And so now you're going to possibly have Ahsoka Tano in The Mandalorian. Which begs the question, where is Ezra Bridger? Remember, if you watch Rebels, at the end of Rebels, Ahsoka Tano came back to go and find Ezra Bridger after he took off. He went and hyperspace jumped with Admiral Thrawn. And so Ahsoka went off with what's her name, the Mandalorian girl. Anyways, she went off with her to go find Ezra. So if she pops up in Mandalorian, there's gonna have to be some kind of answer there as to what happened to Ezra. So that could be a really interesting story right there in itself. But yeah, everything. It's slowly working its way there. So we're gonna start getting some really good seasons of Mandalorian coming out soon. And as stated, they have everything up to season 5 already written up. So they're gonna go ahead and tweak everything a little bit here and there and get that all put away. So Clone Wars, give it a shot, check it out. And like I said, I feel like the first half of the season's filler. These are all old stories, but you know what, it is still an entertaining watch. I'm not bashing on it anyway. Just hey, check it out. But yeah, dude, that's how it's gonna be. So with that out of the way, with that all done, we're gonna call it here. Keep this video short. So as always, you can follow us on Instagram. I'm at the PokéTrooper, the Poké_Trooper. Dr.Snake is at Lowe's of Sneakers, Lowe's_Sneakers. And if you want to follow us on the show, you know what? We have a show Instagram as well. Where we're posting memes and pictures and just this and that, and any little bit of news that comes out over the week. When we don't have a chance to jump on and record a video, we just put a little quick news flash out onto our page, and that's just gonna be Empire of Nerd Pod. A period in between all the words, Empire of Nerd Pod. So there's that. You know what, if you've been following me on my Instagram, you've been probably noticed I've been posting a lot more Gunpla and Gundam stuff. You know what, I just recently completed my very first Gunpla build, and you know what, it's really fun. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be posting more if you're into that stuff. And on that same note, like, would you want to see me do maybe like a weekend live stream where I start putting one together, or maybe just do a little bit of this and that? Let me know down in the comments. Leave a comment, leave a like, a subscribe, share the video, get us out there. We're growing the community, and I'm gonna try to keep up. I'm gonna see. I'm gonna keep the news coming. Hopefully, hopefully keep you guys entertained while everybody's at home right now. So, like I said, drop a comment in here. Let me know what you guys want to know. What do you want to see? What kind of stuff you want to hear about? Talk to us there. Follow us on Insta. Follow us here on YouTube. So with that all done and said, stay safe. Wash your hands. Be healthy, guys. Watch out for one another. And until next time, smell you later, nerds.